time I've been at a Toronto 420. You know, 420 is a Canadian invention. It started as 420 in the afternoon in the United States, that's true, in 1977. Went on Dead Tour and came to Vancouver in 1994, where a couple of my employees said, we should do a day celebration on April 20th. And I said, no, we can't do that. Well, what would we do? And they said, we'd smoke pot all day and we'd play music and have a wonderful day. I said, well, we can't do that. That's too decadent. It was the Ayn Rand part of me coming out. I said, we just can't take over a whole park and smoke weed and play music. And they said, yeah, we could. So we did it, and people loved it, and now it's all over the world. They celebrate 420 everywhere. You know, and that reminds me that not only was April 20th celebration a Canadian invention, but marijuana and our beautiful industry and our beautiful cannabis culture is the only thing that goes on in this country that is entirely Canadian. There's nothing else you can get. The clothes on your back, the umbrellas you bought, everything you buy from the food you eat comes from somewhere else. The United States, China, Europe, Japan. It's not 100% Canadian, but the weed you smoke, the weed you buy, the weed you sell, the weed you grow, and everything to do with that is Canadian. And we gotta keep it that way. We gotta keep it in the culture, in the country, because the Canadian government, their idea of legalization is to give a bunch of American stock market investors our culture and our industry. They want the American corporate elite to be the only people growing weed and selling weed. And in other words, we have to be prisoner to American mercantilists and big businessmen about our own plant. Now, promise me, you're gonna never let that happen. Tell me, never let it happen. Never let it happen.
Never let it happen.
That's right. Cannabis in this country is for Canadians, by Canadians, grown by Canadians, and we all gotta keep it that way. Now, we're only a few minutes from 420. We're gonna have a countdown. And do they throw joints out to people here in Toronto? Do we do that? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's terrific. We do that. They do that in Vancouver. Last year at this time, I was at Thailand's first 420 in Bangkok. These things are happening all around the world. There's a 420 in India today, in Nepal. Right, in Vietnam, there's even 420s going on where the state doesn't know about it. And here we are all across Canada in rain and cold weather, willing to stand up for our culture. It's wonderful. I remind you all that I face 24 charges right now. Actually, 27, 28. I got 4 in Montreal, 23 here in Toronto. And I hope you guys and everyone out there will keep reading the media, the newspapers, and following my progress, because if I have to, I'm going to go all the way to the Supreme Court. These rules are ridiculous. Our plant is the most useful plant on the planet. No other plant, no other substance has the utility and beauty and medicinal and psychoactive effects that are so incredible like cannabis. There is nothing else on earth like it. And why does the government still hate us? You'll notice in this legalization proposal, the government, they don't apologize to us for 50 years of punishing us. They don't apologize to 2 million Canadians who got arrested. Hundreds of thousands of us got put in jail for a long time. I spent 3 months in jail in Saskatoon Correctional for passing one joint only 10 or 12 years ago. Right? So, I mean, these things still happen in Canada. We still have to be on guard. Cannabis is the most incredible plant. We are an amazing culture. All the great, beautiful things we see in films and in books and in art and in architecture and science and medicine are being produced by people who smoke pot. And one of the things that even though the cannabis culture have contributed more to the beauty of living on planet Earth in the last 50 years than any other culture, no one who smokes pot is in charge of legalizing marijuana. Nobody on the legalization task force smokes pot. Nobody in the government admits to smoking pot. In other words, every Bill Blair's never smoked pot in his life. All these people, Anne McClellan, never smoked pot in their life, but they want to make all the rules. We should make the rules. If you don't smoke pot, you should have no say in this legalization. If you don't grow pot, and you don't sell pot, and you don't smoke it, you should have no say in the matter. Anne McClellan should have no power. Bill Blair should have no say. It's not his culture. It's like asking the Klan to come up with civil rights legislation. It's like asking straight people to bring out rules for gay people. Doesn't make any sense. Let the pot people decide how the pot will be. Let us have our own. The reason it exists. Government wants to exploit us. They want a bunch of foreign investors to come in here so they can be regulated by the government in a nice cooperative crony capitalism, but we can't ever let it happen. Don't be fooled. We need to make legalization the way we want to happen by our activism, by talking to your member of parliament, talk to your local councillor, talk to the mayor, talk to your MPP, talk to your MLA. All your elected officials now have a responsibility about the upcoming legalization era. So please talk to them, and thank you very much. I'm sometimes smoking down to 420, and I return the microphone to... Who's taking over the microphone? It's Mike Rita, one of Canada's most beloved comics. Hey, Mike. I loved it when you were performing at my beautiful cannabis culture church. Those were wonderful times, man. And hey, let's do a Go Leafs Go chant while we're at it, okay? Okay. Go Leafs Go! Go Leafs Go! Go Leafs Go! Go!